Solutions for quiz 7 for Math 95. So in number 1, we're just supposed to add these guys and then add these guys. Can't add these because what's in the radical is not the same, but if you realize that 50 is the same as 2 times 25, and 25 is 5 times 5, in other words, if you realize that the prime factorization of 50 is 2 times 5 squared, and the prime factorization of 18 is 2 times 9, and 9 is 3 times 3. So the prime factorization of 18 is 2 times 3 squared. Then we can go and simplify these two guys. So the way I do it is I break this first one up into a good radical and a bad radical. Good ones are all the ones that are perfect squares. So the square root of 50x cubed y squared. Let's see, 50 is really 2 times 5 squared. So the 2 I got to put over here in the bad because it's not a perfect square. But the 5 squared is a perfect square, so I can put it on the good side. X cubed, put 2 of these over here and 1 over here. And y squared, I'll put both of those over here. And to that I want to add I'll do the exact same thing with this guy. Let's see, this square 18 is really 2 times 3 squared. So I'll have to put the 2 over here on the bad side because it's not a perfect square, but I can put the 3 squared over here on the good side. And then for the x cubed, I'll put 2 of them here and the other one here. And for y squared, put them both over here. And the reason I broke these up like I did is because we can now simplify over here. The square root of 5 squared, x squared, y squared is 5xy. And we have to multiply that times the square root of 2x. And over on this side, the square root of 3 squared x squared y squared is 3xy. And we'll multiply that times the square root of 2x. And so finally, we want to add these guys up. We now have the same radical. So 5xy of these things plus 3xy of these things gives us 8xy of these things. So we get to here. And I guess I should write in here, assume x and y are greater than 0. I'll just say positive. It's a minor technical point, but it explains why we don't have to put any absolute values in here when we take the square root of something squared. So we'll make that assumption just so that this answer is technically correct. Okay, number 2, or part B, I suppose. Exact same thing. Let's see, 16 is, 4 times 4. And 4 is 2 times 2, and 4 is 2 times 2. So really 16 and its prime factorization is 2 to the 4th. And 54 is 9 times 6. 9 is 3 times 3. 6 is 3 times 2. So 54 is 2 times 3 cubed. And now that we have those prime factorizations, we can split up these guys. Here's the good. Here's the bad. We want the cubed root on each of them. So let's see, for 16, that's 2 to the 4th. We'll put 3 of them over here, so it's a perfect cube, and the other one over here. X to the 9th, we can put all 9 of them over here, and then I guess we're done. And the reason we put these guys where we did is the cubed root of 2 cubed is 2, and the cubed root of x to the 9th is x cubed. So we have that times the cubed root of 2. Then this other guy here, get the good and the bad. Let's see, we got 54, which is 2 times 3 cubed. Put the 2 on the bad, it's not a perfect cube, but the 3 cubed is a perfect cube, so we'll put that over here. And again, x to the 9th, we'll put all 9 of them over on this side. The reason we do that is because the cubed root of 3 cubed is just 3. The cubed root of x to the 9th is x cubed. And we have that times the cubed root of 2. And what you'll notice, much like above, is that we now have the same radical here, so we can add these up. 2x cubed plus 3x cubed is 5x cubed. We want to multiply that times the cubed root of 2. So this right here is our answer. All right, finally moving on to number 2, divide and, if possible, simplify. So what you want to do here is notice that this is the square root of 65ths, which is the square root of 12. And then 12 is 3 times 4. In other words, the prime factorization of 12 is 2 squared times 3. So we can actually simplify this square root of 12. We can, maybe I'll write it the way I've been writing it. We can split this up with the good radical and a bad radical. This might be a little bit overkill. You might be able to just see what the answer is. But if you can, that's fine. 12, 4 times 3. Or, okay, I guess I should be consistent. We'll put the 2 squared over here. And we'll put the 3 over here. The square root of 2 squared is just 2. So our final answer is 2 root 3. All right, and over here we have, maybe I'll switch colors. Now we're doing cubed roots. So in our first step here, we're going to write this as the cubed root of -16/2, which is the same as the cubed root of -8. Whoops, that's not an 8. -8. And the cubed root of -8 is just -2. So that's our answer, and that is the end of this quiz.